Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What's going on, folks from around the world? Hope everyone's doing great. We got ourselves a nice day to review. It was a Monday, a profitable Monday. Trying to figure out a fun way to spell Monday, because you know how I do Wednesday, which was just genius. What's a good one for Monday? Monday? One day. Oh, shoot. That is funny. I gotta give you a freaking trader point for that, Scott, just because that is great. Yes, sir. Should be good to go. Let me see if Chris is here. See if Chris made it. Give me 1 second. Chris. No, I'll have Ashley reach out to you. Give me 3 seconds. Give me just 1 second. Hey, babykins, can you reach out to Christopher D. King, please? He's trying to log in and can't access. All right. Cool. Bob, did you feeling okay? Got a little bit of a cold? Yeah, I got just a tad bit of a cold, man. Nothing crazy. I'm fine. Just a smidge of cold for one day. That is funny. I might just have to use that one at some point. I don't know where, but Falco says those R's will cure it. Yeah, man, I'm not sad at all. I sound worse than I feel. It's just one of those, your body does whatever it wants to do kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, the SPY, just a beautiful day. Gorgeous move. I am very confident this gap will fill in the next month or so. Here's what I think is going to happen on SPY. Or here's at least what I think is going to happen. I think we run up and make a new high, and then we trade back down and make a new low just to make sure everyone's trapped. So a little bit of a chop fest. That would make the most sense. So if you got in bullish yesterday, of course, being Friday, and you're in something bullish and we make some new highs and you want to lock in some gains, I think that's totally fine. If we make that new high, you want to lock in some gains. If the SPY gets back up to there, most likely I'll sell another covered call. And we'll just kind of figure out what happens. But I think this gap will fill over the next a month. I don't know exactly if it will, of course. I never know anything for sure. But today's rally was a nice gap. It was a retest gap. And we just gapped and went to the races. So SPY, really good move out there. A lot of people sold some puts on Friday and Thursday and some last week, and we're already able to buy those back. So we're going to look at some of those put sales later today, and I got a nice long list of things to review today. The Qs up 2%. So the Qs were up strong, and a good move on the Qs. And then here's the Dow Jones ETF. So the Dow Jones ETF gapped down with the Boeing news. And so the Dow ETF went red to green on the day, which is impressive. So red to green on the day on the Dow Jones. Here's your moving averages on the Dow. And we just traded right down to the 50 EMA and got a little bit of a bounce. And then IWM, just again, we bounce off the 50. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know how much we're going to fill this gap. It seems a little fast, to just bounce off and just run to the races. Could we just do this and never look back? Sure. I mean, that's totally possible. So I'm not saying we can't do that. I'm just expecting when we do make this new high, if we do make a new high on the broad markets, then, I'll just expect it to kind of come back down and either make like an equal low. I just think that we need to chop around and trade sideways for a bit. That makes the most sense to me, just from a wave count perspective, because here's the weekly chart. So you had all those white candles in a row in a weekly chart. So chop around, just trade sideways for a while would make a lot of sense. Falco says, by new high, you mean above the double top, not a new all-time high. That is correct. Yeah, just a new 52-week high. I think that's where we're going. Most likely. Again, it doesn't have to happen that way, but it just makes sense that we could get back up there. It doesn't even have to happen, anytime soon, but I do think this gap is going to fill. And the faster it fills, the better. So let's just say tomorrow, for example, we trade down and fill the gap and then bounce, then all bets are off. Like that thing we could fly. If we do something like that, so tomorrow we fill this gap, or Wednesday, Thursday, fill the gap, and then we just bounce and kind of, chop sideways and then continue higher. That's a beautiful amount of rest. I just think that this pullback, as nice as it is probably a wave 4, and this would probably be a wave 5. So however this wave 5 structure looks out there on the broad markets, I don't know how big it's going to be. We'll probably have some sideways action. It's going to be fun for day trades. But again, for swing trades, I'm looking for something that looks different than the broader markets. So let's dive into some of these stocks. And the first on the list is Boeing today. So congratulations for everyone who played Boeing. And there were hundreds of you. A lot of text messages and emails today about Boeing. Blake Anderson finally got into Boeing because he said that Falco and Neil and a few other people made fun of him for not owing any Boeing because that's his initials. I was like, hey man, is there a stock that has Jan? No. Not on the New York exchange. I have one here on the ASX. Janssen Education Group. Doesn't look that healthy though. But yeah, no good old Blake Anderson playing BA. So he bought at open in his IRA. Falco sold a 305 put this morning and took a long trade. So technically, Falco, you did a synthetic long today. Technically. Selling a put to go long shares. So on Boeing, I mean, we day trade this one today. Everyone knows about how we day traded it, posted it in the chat room. Ever since the gap down this morning, I knew that Boeing was going to go higher. And, 3 minute, you had a lot of signals on the 3 minute. Look at this 5 minute hammer. So very, very pretty 5 minute hammer. I didn't get in quite as early as I wanted to. I would have loved to gotten in here with a stop loss there. That would have been great. But pretty much what we did is once we broke above these tweezer tops, that was us getting in bullish. So anyway, we made 1.5 Rs on Boeing. It could have made a little bit more. I probably should have held. Looking at volume, yeah, I should have held that. She's had tons. I mean, this is an obvious. Look at this obvious double bottom. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect double bottom. Perfect retest. Oh, I feel so good that I took this trade. So happy. Nice wave 3. Obvious wave 4. Easy wave 5. Yeah, I should have held. I mean, the volume was amazing. Look at this volume coming in. I mean, that was like an insta profit. Like we were down on that trade for like 2 minutes, I think, and then it just kind of crushed. Oh well, what you gonna do? I left a lot of money on the table today, but you always leave money on the table as traders, ladies and gentlemen. Every single day, like you're never gonna get out the top or get out the bottom or hold to the perfect time. And obviously, there's always trades out there that you can take and you can make better on. So as long as you can play the pattern that you like and make money on it, that is the goal. Robert Falco says, I saw Ferdinand fly with boulders tied to his legs, and he was trading Boeing with a Toshiba on 11% battery and a hotspot, a T-Mobile hotspot. Good old Ferdinand. Man. Yeah, Boeing, ladies and gentlemen, was the trade of the day. Gorgeous gap. I'm very happy how he played it, so nothing else I can really say. The sergeant said a sprint hotspot, LOL. Yeah, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Does Sprint even have a hotspot? If I had entered like this, I think I could have held that actually for 2 hours because I would have gotten out here for 2 hours. Anyway, Ricky, of course, always to outshine me. Just a normal day in the market. This is how Ricky played Boeing for 4 Rs. Oh man, and he left money on the table too. But again, I mean, you're always going to leave money on the table. He played that on the 1 minute chart, aggressive. So that was Boeing. Obviously, an unfortunate accident that occurred, and really, quite terrible that some lives were lost in that incident. So I guess the only way we can make up for that is I'll be making sure I'll most likely donate every dollar I made on Boeing to either this cause or any other cause that we choose for donors.org. Around $800 for me. So, yep, feel free. This is going to be the newest one that we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Again, by no means feel free to donate something small. You don't have to take the whole amount of money and put it on your shoulders. Remember, you can just put in $2, but this is the newest classroom that we're going to enrich lives with, and it will be a wonderful event. The one that we did on Friday, you probably all remember, but we had 2 that filled within an hour. So I posted one and it filled immediately, and then I posted another one and it filled within an hour. So incredible stuff. This is the newest one. This is a classroom here, Miss Roberts' classroom in Greenfield, Tennessee. So I love it. Anyway, okay, so there's Boeing. TME. This was, well, I guess before we get to there, I'll draw what I think is going to happen on Boeing. I think Boeing probably does this, and then this, and then this. Something like that. All right. TME. This was a gap that we were looking at this morning to day trade, but there was just so many great gaps out there. You could have day traded just about anything. It did have a decent gap. I simply missed it. I mean, that's all I can say about TME. I didn't trade it. So here's the 5-minute chart, and how I would have traded it would have been a retest of the pre-market high. So here's the pre-market high right there. Breakout. There's the retest. Getting above the high of that candle. Boom. There's your R and some change on Tencent Music Entertainment. Tencent also had a good day today, TCEHY. There's a lot of us in Tencent, but TME, I mean, overall, trend looks good. Nice little new white soldier candle pattern today. Trend looks nice. A little bit of an upper shadow. So if TME breaks the high of today's candle, is it going to continue? Most likely. I don't specifically see why not. Google was another one that I just dropped the ball on hard. Real hard. So I'll tell you why I dropped the ball on this one. 2 reasons. Reason number 1, I honestly, every internal being in my body said, exit the condor and then buy calls, or unravel and just hold on to the call that was out of the money. That's what my internal said, but I was like, my risk did not say that. So the chart looks so pretty on Google. Bunch of white candles, nice little breakout, gorgeous retest. So that's the S-curve right there. That is it. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you all know how I love when you get a gap that completes an S-curve. And that's pretty much what happened today on Google. although it was a very, very small gap. It was a micro gap, and it was a nice one. So beautiful trade. I got out of this one hundreds of dollars too early. Here's how we played it. We just played it above the high of this 3-minute candle. So we got in bullish here with a stop loss there and got out right there. Like an absolute jagaloon. Oh my gosh. Google just went bananas all day. Really great entry. Gorgeous. I don't know how I didn't make more money on that. That was really dumb. Very nice trend, nice gap, nice everything on Google. So I got the bull put spread that's going to expire worthless this Friday. And Google is just to the moon. I wish I did, now looking back, unravel the spread and just kept my calls, because they would have went in the money today, and today would have been probably a $4,000 day on Google. But oh well, whatever. Anyway, beautiful retest. I mean, again, just gap down right to the 200. Nice little S curve. I love this breakout on Google. Just very pretty. Here's the weekly. Again, it's one of my favorite stocks long term. My next target on it, whenever we hit there, 1453. I have no idea when we get there, but yeah, Google, gotta love Google. Long term, it is the internet. So as long as the internet will be around for the next foreseeable future, Google will be in play. Okay, so the reason I'm pulling up BABA is BABA today gapped up, and Robert Falco had a put sale and has now bought to close that put. You got yourself a very interesting, technically an abandoned baby candle pattern right here. So again, very confident that this gap will fill at some point on BABA. Please don't underestimate the fact that we could gap up and we could just continue this move again tomorrow. So we have a retracement, ladies and gentlemen. We got it. So boom, and there it is. There's the retracement. So if we gap up on BABA or just the broader markets and keep going again, right on. Let's get it. Buy the dip was in strong force, and obviously buy the dip was happening. So at this point, I mean, gorgeous looking pattern. I do think this gap will fill. And for those of you who didn't sell a put on BABA, I think you're getting another chance if BABA does something like this. So don't stress about it too much. I think you'll get another shot. All right. And so this is just Robert Falco's hour, because he bought to close a lot of his put sales today. So Falco got into the exciting world of the Comma Club today for his P&L. So he's all pumped up about that, which is a great, very exciting thing to celebrate. Getting that comma. So buying to close that put sale on workday, that's gone. And Bob has one at 140 for July. And that one is pretty far away. So that's workday. And here is Square. So SQ. So Falco's put sale there, gone with the wind. And I did attempt to fade Square today because it was a shaved top candle gapping up. And it had a little bit of weakness out there. I lost very small in Square, so I'm actually really happy about how I played it. I figured it was a hedge position because everything was just going up so strong. I was like, maybe, just maybe, Square goes lower. Here's the 5-minute chart. The reason I faded it, and in hindsight I should have flipped, is it closed below the 5-minute chart, first 5-minute low, traded back up and made a lower high. So there's your lower high. So we got in bearish around here, the red line, with a stop up here at the blue line. And I lowered that stop to here and got stopped out for 0.44 Rs. Just didn't roll. That's the thing. The market just kept on streamlining higher, and it brought Square with it. So it was more of a hedge. I had a really good gain on the day. It could have been better if I didn't take Square, but long story short, I'm not upset at all. So, win more than you lose. That's the goal. And yeah, really nice little move on Square. So the higher this one moves, obviously, the happier a lot of us will be as traders because there's tons of real life traders and put sales and shares and call options and all kinds of stuff on Square. Bouncing off the 200 weekly chart looks good. Nice. Let's go. Okay. Next on the list, Tesla. And so a few people bought some put sales back on Tesla today. Niels has a Condor that expires this Friday. There is still premium for May at 165. I mean, it's only 2 months away. It is over earnings. I get that. But still, I mean, 43% lower in 2 months? I don't know. I just don't see it. Here's the weekly, and Tesla bouncing off the 200 simple moving average. Bam, 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 bam. So buy low, sell high. I heard a rumor that my boy Dennis is looking at getting into Tesla in his long-term portfolio. You guys know how I say that I can't be in everything? Dennis is in everything. I think he has a position in every stock possible. Man. Oh. So Tesla, I mean, for me to buy, I wouldn't buy, well, I shouldn't say I wouldn't buy it in my long-term portfolio. I mean, it's a pricey little cookie monster. I would like to get it much cheaper than it is now. That's why I've been selling the volatility. So give it to me at 165. That's where I want Tesla. Still premium also down here as well, around 230, 220 for April. I mean, you still have a decent chunk of change around 220, 200. So anyway, maybe on the next down day, if Tesla has a down day. Otherwise, it probably slowly bounces and makes magic from there. Okay. Next on the list, we looked at the Qs already, but, those are up. Okay. So Pivotal software. I have a few people looking at getting in on Pivotal. And Pivotal is up 6% today. So again, just a nice little retracement. What I did was on this pullback, I got into a $19 put on Pivotal. On this day right here, I bought to close my covered call and sold to close my long puts. So this put right here is a free ride. This thing is Leonard Skinner free bird for me. And so depending on what Pivotal does, if it gaps down, obviously I most likely will just exercise that put and try to get some shares lower. If it gaps down, but if it gaps up, we'll just have to see. I mean, right now the trend looks nice. Weekly chart looks amazing. You had a really good retest. Earnings, we'll have to see. I mean, you could do a put sale on Pivotal if you want to get in, or just tiptoe in. If it pulls back into here, maybe small little pullback to what, $20. Again, keyword if, right? If it pulls back. So PVTL, Pivotal Software, the weekly chart just looks nice. I mean, if we continue from here, great. But with that $19 protective put for April, that's just going to hold me over earnings, since earnings were right around the corner. And, if we gap down below 19, obviously tons of people will be trapped. And if we gap up, I'll just sell another covered call, and then I'll sell a put against this probably for 18 to lower the cost of that. And, yeah, hedging with options, baby. Also, I think Falco said he bought some more shares of Pivotal. Somewhere down here when it was pulling back. Just a small little piece, a little tidbit. That buy low, sell high. Robert says he grabbed more at 20. Nice. Nice. Okay. So next on the list is ICLK. This is one we played not too long ago. Bob says he got more at 2087. All right. So ICLK is having a big pullback. Wow, look at this cute morning star pattern. So this is the swing trade that we got in and got out of. I was really playing it based on just volume. Still trying to figure out if this is going to be a $1. Boom, boom. Wave 4. Maybe. Again, the volume on this one is very, very light. Very light. And it's a lot. I mean, because you can buy a heap ton of shares on this thing for not very expensive. Thing is, you have a morning star. I don't like the shaved top morning star pattern. I would like a little bit of an upper shadow or something. I don't think we're going to play this one, but I'll come back to it and just look at it tomorrow and just glance over it. If it looks good, I might hop back into that because it really wasn't a bad winner. Just a quick little gain. Okay, next on the list is Kohl's. And Spice has a put sale for March on Kohl's. I think that's expiring this Friday. It had a retest gap. It has filled the gap today. It is in between the 100 and 200 simple moving average on the daily chart. Weekly chart looks pretty okay. So I think you're going to be all right on that put sale, Spice, especially since it expires this Friday. Of course, anything is possible, but we will come back and look at Kohl's for you on Friday. General Electric. So GE rallied hard and closed above this candle on March the 6th. Interesting. I mean, it's trading like the market. I get that. If I personally were playing GE, which I'm not yet, but if I were, I would look to buy a dip tomorrow because you have 3 white candles in a row. So if you're interested in going long on GE, I think 964 by 884 is how I would play it. Otherwise, I'm just going to give GE a little bit of time. It's trading decently sideways in between those long terms, so I'm going to give it a little bit of break. All right, Canada Goose does not look like it's going to break down yet. So again, I mean, we could have a very strong bearish day tomorrow, but I don't think – I mean, it doesn't look like we will. So a lot of the stocks I was looking at on Friday to go bearish on today are going to be like, well, not really, bro. So this is another one, Canada Goose. I was like, maybe we break down, but maybe we don't. DHR, same thing, just bounce off the 10. So DHR, we can just move on that one. OLLI. So OLLI, put in a little bit of an upper shadow. That's not bad. That's not too bad. Is it gapping down post-market? Looks like it's gapping down a little bit. 71 cents at 80. This is one of those I would definitely do like a stop limit. A stop and then a higher limit. This is one of those I'll do that on. That's not bad. I'm interested if it gaps below 80. So here's what I'm going to do because it's gapping down now. I'll put that on the list for tomorrow morning. Tuesday morning. OLLI. And we're going to look at this one again tomorrow just to see if we end up swing trading it bearish. Because it's always good to have at least one bearish trade out there. We don't have a lot of open swing trades right now. Most of these are just, we have a lot of day trades and some longer term stuff that some people are playing, some option sales, things of that nature. Here's QTT. And this one, and that is exactly what you would want for if you're going to go bullish. 1275. So we could do 1283 by 1143 on QTT, just in case it wants to go a little bit higher. I don't think it will necessarily, but that trend looks pretty. And why not? I mean, you're just going with the trend if it breaks higher. So let me do this. 1283 by 1143. New official swing trade. We're going to play QTT again. We played it for a really nice win in February. And we're going to try it again. 1283 by 1143. Based on a retest gap, open because not filled yet, and we will just put that right here. All right. Great. So there we have it on QTT. A little bit of a swing trade, just in case it pops higher. ACB is from our weekly options newsletter, and realistically, it's not bad looking right now. I kind of like today's candle. I mean, it did gap up. We're up 2.5%. Moving averages look good. Volume looks good. The weekly chart, I mean, volume looks really nice last week. So I guess we're just going to have to give this a little bit of time. We have all the way until April, ladies and gentlemen. So a good saucy 5 weeks of time on ACB. And we have no stop on those call options. No stop. So we'll give it another day or two. What I might end up doing is also maybe sell a call against it, like a March 29th or something. If there's premium, I'll look and see if I can time that correct and turn a weekly options newsletter trade into like a swing debit trade. That can be kind of cool. We'll write that down for tomorrow. ACB debit, question mark? Okay. Next on the list is KNDI. What is this? Candy Technologies. Kitty wants some candy. This is the weekly chart. What an interesting looking chart. Gross. You did have a lot of volume came in 2 weeks ago. That is a lot of volume. Morning candle. Morningstar reversal pattern. I don't see it yet, team. I would keep waiting on this one. I mean, if it breaks higher, above the high of this candle, 745, I mean, it looks good. But that's all I have on KNDI right now. Yep. Any other questions on this one? Joanne says, KNDI tend to follow NIO. Swing trade 1770 after hours 1794. We'll put a stop loss tomorrow to see where it heads. NIO and HBI. So Haynes Brand, this is the daily chart. 1770, and you said it's gapping up a little bit after hours. Look at the 5-minute chart. It looks relatively flat right now. Hanes brand actually looks interesting for a short. Huh. Okay. Cool. Let me put that on the list for tomorrow. HBI. And it's not a short trade yet. I gotta get my 18 hours in. But that is one that I would not mind shorting. The dividends have already been paid out and earnings have already happened. So we could do the shares on this one or maybe an option trade. We'll see. HBI. Thanks, Joanne. I'll keep an eye on that one. Spy says KNDI is like NIO. It's an electric car company in China. High volume was a 60-minute segment in CBS. So NIO, a short trade, breaking down, trading lower. And for me personally, I want NIO to go down to about 526. I don't think it's going to net. It doesn't have to get there, but wouldn't that be nice and swashbuckling of the market to trap all the bulls here, get them all good and trapped there, and then with some bears hop on down here, it starts bouncing a little bit higher. That's what I'm thinking on NIO. Doesn't have to occur, of course, but I'll be looking for NIO to trade down to the mid fives, and that's where I will look for a long. All right, beautiful stuff. Let's go look at Tandem Diabetes, TNDM. So Tandem, this had a retest gap on earnings. Here's your weekly chart. Here's your monthly chart. As right now, the monthly is hitting the 50 EMA on a monthly time frame. So newer company, just out recently. They had a reverse split back when they hit about $2. Well, post-split price. Big cup and handle, as Falco is saying. So there's your cup pattern, and there's your handle pattern. So, yeah, I mean, is Tandem most likely going to slowly creep higher? It seems so. It's a really good trend. Nice lower shadow. We're pulling into the moving averages, getting a little bit of a bounce. And this is one that we had a guest on who was pretty bullish on as well. So, as of right now, Tandem Diabetes, bullish, looks strong. That's all I got. Okay. Next on the list, SKYW. SkyWest. So this is putting in a morning star from the heavens. Right on the 100 simple. So since it's a weekly 100 simple moving average, my only thought on this one today is most likely going to be a longer term trade. Because if I pull up the weekly and go, oh, it looks really good on the weekly, but the daily, I go, it looks okay on the daily. Because the daily, you have the long-term moving average right in front of your face. So if I was going to get in bullish, I actually would get in bullish above the high of today, and I would put a protective put entry below the low right here. The protective put would pretty much be 49. So you could say 51 by 49 on this one, $2 of risk, and use that protective put on SkyWest and play it a little bit of a longer term. If you're looking at playing it. If you're not, don't worry about it. But if you are, that's how I would. All right, Walmart, WMT. Walmart's doing what Walmart does. Just a slow little bullish grind higher. I like Walmart. I like the company. I know how they make money. They pay good dividends. I don't have any position in Walmart, but this is one of those that I could tell people, yeah, if you have like $5,000 and you have no idea what to do with it, maybe your child looking at putting some money in for something longer term, Walmart's hard to beat. From a quote unquote somewhat secure but still volatile standpoint, Walmart can make some moves. I mean, this is the weekly chart. Look at it over the last 2 years. 65 to 98. That's not a bad return. Steven Jackson says, Walmart, I like the doji on Friday. followed by the new white soldier today. Agreed. High of Friday was 98.42. We closed today at 98.48. So if I were playing Walmart, I would probably just buy the dip tomorrow and let that one pop. I'm going to put that on my list for tomorrow morning because I kind of like the continuation trade, and I think that could be a fun little day trade as well. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. CGC, just trading sideways. So we are still in that triangle pattern for right now. Higher lows, lower highs. And Diane has some put sale on this one. Victor has a put sale on this one. And that's all I got. Steven says, wait for the break. Unless you want to be in it longer term. Unless you don't mind like tiptoeing in. Maybe you can put a small position in. I mean, because realistically, you would have wanted to kind of buy it on the dip. This is a nice morning star. So if we break the high of this candle, I mean, again, it should lead our ACB trade to the Elysian fields of profit. But if we can go a little bit higher on CGC, that's a nice morning star. We could slowly start cranking out of there. So you can always tiptoe into it with a small position just in case it starts running. And then hop on. I think that makes sense. But other than that, I also really do like those put sales on Canopy Growth. So Victor has it in April. Diane's is all the way out there till June. So we'll see what that does. But definitely a triangle on Canopy Growth. I could always draw that and post it. And just see what all the people on TradingView think. Because I need their opinions. Triangle. Looks pretty. Bullish to neutral. Most likely will pop a bit higher at some point. And just like I said, I'll just throw that out there. So there, we do have a triangle. And we'll just see how it breaks. You know, give it some time, figure it out from there. Nice little bit of consolidation. Bob says typo. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to change that though. Should pop a bit. Yeah. Oh well. Can I change that? I don't think I can. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Thanks, brother. Joanne says 1 translates to weekly options newsletter. 1 for Trader Point for Bob. Keeping my grammar in check. Okay, perfection. Beautiful stuff, team. All right, that's what we got on CGC. Just nice looking trend doing its thing, hanging out. All right. Costco had that bullish gap and go and is continuing higher today. What? Unbelievable. That is just, I mean, whoa. Who would have thought? Gorgeous trend. Nice bullish gap and go. Trend's your friend on Costco, folks. The trend is your friend. That is a great gap. Don't be bearish on Costco. Buy the dip. That's all I got, honestly. Here's the weekly. Weekly looks strong. Yeah, team. Buy the dip on Costco. It's pretty. Very, very pretty chart. Gorgeous gap. ACAD, Acadia Pharmaceuticals. So this is what my buddy Bob was looking at. Bob Vincent from Augusta, Georgia. Double bottom on a weekly chart. I think both Bobs have played this at one point. Long-term moving averages are trading a little bit sideways. The daily chart's hanging out. Bob says many times. It's not a bad chart. I do like the trend. My biggest question is just how far could it go? If I was playing this one personally, I'd try to catch it at 25.87, 24.47. $24.47. That's how I would personally play it. On ACAD. So this is the daily chart. Daily chart. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just play it like that. I mean, really based on the daily chart, you could probably scoot that down some more. Make that 38. 38. We can come back and see if I can trade that tomorrow. I don't know if I will. Bob says might do a put sale on a down day. So let's come back to it tomorrow and just keep an eye on it. See what it can do. I might not get a chance to trade that one. If not, that's totally okay. But also can just see if the analysis works. Because realistically, the target on that one most likely would be this $29 mark. Okay, FTCH, Farfetch Limited, had a gap up and faded today. This is a newer company. Took out some IPO lows, had a decent gap. This could be fun. Could make for a nice little double bottom. Extended hours, 100 SMA. We are right on top of it. Nice. This will be a little bit of an aggressive trade. It does look a little different than the market, though. That's what's exciting, is it has a bearish candle today. It did run up very, very quickly, though. Ran up quick. I do like the lower shadow that it threw in today. Could be bouncing off the 10. I'm going to write this one down for tomorrow morning. I'm going to go ahead and get my 18 hours in now, but we'll look at it again tomorrow afternoon. And I'll see if we can day trade it. What I would like to do is see if it can gap down and form like a doji or a small spinning top candle on the 10. And make it move from there. So that's what I got on FTCH. All right, next on the list is El Pollo Loco, which had an amazing bearish gap down on Friday. Brad says he did buy this put sale back before earnings for a small loss. And that was just the gap of all gaps. I mean, it was such a beautiful move. So now you're stuck in between the long terms on a weekly chart. So we're back down into the 100, 200 simple. Daily, you have a very small candle. This thing could break in either direction. Either way. I mean, it could break up. It could break down. I'd be game for either one. I could see either one occur on El Pollo Loco. The reason I would trade it bullish is because it's into the long-term moving averages. So let's keep an eye on that one, see what it does tomorrow. But that could be nice, and it does look nicely different than the broader market. Okay. Next on the list is Shopify. And there was a lot of traders who had some put sales on Shopify today. Well, not today, sorry. That just previously had put sales that bought to close those on Shopify. I know Scott McKay did and a few other traders did. This one hit my target today, the Q2 2019 target. Big news for Shopify traders. Probably a good spot to lock in some gains today on SHOP. But I mean, as far as a dip buying opportunity, boy, oh boy, that could be real nice. Real nice. So Shopify, gorgeous move. Scott, good job on your put sale. Drake, if you'd had some put sales on Shopify, congrats. That looks really good and good stuff. Goodyear Tire, we can put on the list for Thursday. Mike? Falco says, if you have time, Stitch Fix is gapping up big on earnings. I think I have time. I mean, I'll go a little bit long, but SFIX Tuesday morning. Okay. Next on the list is CVS. And I missed CVS on a day trade today. Well, I missed it. Let me rephrase. I just didn't take it. So we've been talking about watch CVS for a bullish day trade, watch CVS for a bullish day trade. Too many bearish candles in a row, and you had a very nice gap right above the high of today. Very pretty move. Very pretty move. Gorgeous day out there in the market, and that one moved very well. So here's the 5-minute chart, and here's how I was analyzing it to play it and just didn't. So CVS, this is how I wanted to play it, was this. You can see the pre-market high. So once it broke the pre-market high, I wanted to buy on a retest. So bam, pretty much that pullback right there. I was looking at getting in there and then looking at getting in and adding to the trade there. That would have been a decent trade. Stop loss, of course, would have been down here somewhere. So it would have been about an R and some change on CVS. Missed that one, but overall, big picture, I mean, I guess short the pullback. It is a morning star, and I'm going to put it on my list again for tomorrow morning just to see if it's gapping up again, because I could take that bullish again tomorrow. Okay, let's go look at Walmart. Sorry, we already looked at Walmart. Yeti. The cups. I'm drinking from a Yeti right now. What is Yeti doing? Yeti. Wow. So talk about a company that you know how they make money and you use their service. Almost a tweezer bottom on the daily chart. And YETI is trending higher. That is a very pretty candle on Yeti. You can almost bracket trade that candle. In fact, I will. And I'm going to come back and look at that tomorrow for a day trade. Oh, sorry, swing trade. If we need to, we can even put the stop below low of this candle if we really need to, depending on what the candle looks like tomorrow. But that's a nice little trend on Yeti. Looks pretty. YETI. I mean, it's a bullish trend. It broke the IPO lows over here, threw in a double bottom. Nice gap. Looks like a wave completion. Yep, looks pretty. Okay, next on the list, VIPS, VIPS. And this is one that we barely missed over here in January for a killer swing. And at this point has retested and doing a really good candle. If I was playing VIPS bullish, easy day. I would buy it off at 747. That's the 200 simple. You could easily let VIPS pull back some. We'll put that on the list for Wednesday. Because I think it might take a day or two to play that. But, yeah, that looks pretty. VIPS. Okay. So VIPS on the list for Wednesday. I look to buy the dip on that. That looks really nice. Next on the list is H&R Block, HRB. So this is one that Spice also has a put sale on. coming into earning or tax season, it makes sense that you could get a little bit of a bullish move on this one. I actually like the shave top candle on H&R Block a lot. I also like the fact that you had two really strong bullish candles, and I did not plan this one 18 hours in advance, so we'll put that on the list for tomorrow just in case we don't trigger. But that's how I would trade H&R Block between now and tomorrow. It'd be just like that. Entry above that shave top candle, stop below the shave top candle, and just let it trade higher into these moving averages and get a quick R and some change, and that'd be that. Now, of course, if it really starts moving well and puts in a double bottom and you want to hold H&R Block longer, maybe you're an accountant or something, you want to be in that position, owner rather than just a buyer, you could easily consider that, but H&RB looks good. And last on the list is Stitch Fix, gapping up 26% on earnings. Wow. 33, gapping right into a resistance. 32% short float. Will be really interesting to see how Brad and Blake approach that one tomorrow. Most likely, it'll run some, but probably have some kind of fade potential. We will see. It's gonna be a tough one to play. After hours, just run up, run into the moon, up 25%. Big gap on Stitch Fix. So we'll see what this one does and keep a close eye on it, but I'm going to watch it tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to trade that one tomorrow, but you never know. All right, team, that does it for me today. Today was a very profitable day out there in the markets. Congratulations. Very fun and exciting. Tomorrow in the afternoon room, of course, is Tech Giant Tuesday. Here's what I have on the list already. Mongo Database, Boeing, Southwest, DocuSign, AMBA, EA, Square, FireEye. Etsy's been in a very nice trend. ICLK, Canada Goose, Apple, Google, NVIDIA, OLLI, HRB, HBI, ACAD, OKTA, FTCH, LOCO, GoDaddy. All right. Planet Fitness keeps on rocking. Qualcomm, ZS. All right. Nice list for tomorrow. Well, team, you know where I will be between now and tomorrow. Joanne says, is there somewhere that announces upcoming earnings calendar? Yep, earningswhisper.com is very good for that, Joanne. Earningswhisper.com. Albert says, thanks, Jeremy. Hasta mañana. Not hasta mañana. There's no H sound. Take care, Albert. Thanks for being here, buddy. Joanne says, thanks, Jan. My pleasure. You are most welcome. And just a reminder, this is the one that we're going to be doing today, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get this fully funded by Wednesday. $314 needed. Oh, shoot. Already 4 of you have made a donation. $218 needed. Snapdragons. We're already making and impacting lives. I love it. Folks, you're amazing. Let's keep crushing this. And until next time, love life, and trade it. Bye.